Hey there, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I use ClickUp as a freelancer and how if you are a freelancer, a small business owner, or somebody looking to organize some projects, you can also use it to work for you, especially with the free version. My name is Erica. I am a 28-year-old entrepreneur and freelancer living in Charleston, South Carolina. I run a small but growing firm and I offer project management services and marketing consulting services for small to medium-sized businesses. What should you expect from this video? We'll talk about why I chose ClickUp as the tool I wanted to use and the top 5 benefits I see from it as a freelancer. We'll compare it to some of those other common project management tools on the market like Asana, Monday, Trello, Notion. We'll talk about the how I set up my ClickUp, and I'll show you a screen recorded tutorial as well so you can follow along. I'm going to share my 3 favorite features in ClickUp as a freelancer. And I'm going to give you a quick hit checklist on how to get started with entering your freelance client work or whatever project work you're doing into ClickUp. Before we get started, if you're interested in using ClickUp, I will put a link here on the screen and I will also put a link in the description box below. This is an affiliate link. I would earn $24 off of if you chose to not do the free plan. So I'm really pushing the free plan in this video. If you chose to upgrade and you use my link, I will get a $24 commission off of that. Thank you so much. It's very small, but would still appreciate it. Helps a small business grow. So just calling that out, that will be on screen and in the description box. So without further ado, let's jump into the content of this video. So why did I choose ClickUp as my project management tool as an entrepreneur and a freelancer? So first of all, before I went full time with my freelancing, I had used ClickUp informally and I had really enjoyed it in the past. It was super easy to use, very intuitive, user-friendly, very flexible for what I wanted to do. And the thing I like the most is that the free version is actually so usable. I feel like with so many other tools and free versions, you just hit wall after wall, blocker after blocker. And with the ClickUp free version, I really feel like it actually fulfilled all of the needs I had as a freelancer up until the point I'm at now. So now I'm ready to grow and I will upgrade, which their costs are so fair. I think it's like $7 a month for me to upgrade, which is insane. But everything I needed as a freelancer starting out, I got out of the free version. Let's talk about the top 5 benefits that I've experienced as a freelancer using ClickUp. So number 1 is flexibility with project management. So whether you need to break down a big task into multiple subtasks or create a checklist for a task, I like to do that for any people that I bring on, any contractors or interns, you can do that. You can store documents, you can create documents, or you can upload documents, which we'll get into the integration piece a little bit later. The second thing is the customization. So there's things called views in ClickUps, and we will look at those in a few minutes here. But whether you like to see your tasks in a list, on a Kanban board, on a calendar view, on a table view, there are so many different ways for you to customize and swap around the visual of the same information without having to rebuild it yourself. And I thought that was huge and helps me kind of refresh my brain sometimes. If I'm just, super overwhelmed looking at my to-do list, I can change the view and all of a sudden it looks doable and streamlined. The third is integration. There are so many integrations that ClickUp offers, even in the free version. So an app that I use a lot is Google Drive, and I have a lot of documents in there that I wanted to push into some of my different client folders. And I was easily able to do that with the ClickUp integration, and that was huge. Fourth is client management. So we'll get into kind of the breakdown of how I do this in a few minutes, but I have a different list for each client, and sometimes I want those clients or they request to see what I'm working on. So I can actually offer them access to only their list, so they can't see any of the other work that I'm doing for other people. They just have access to their list. And they have restricted access, so they can see things and they can make comments, but like they can't change due dates, they can't mess with anything, which is so huge because that gives them the line of sight that they need. They can check in on things, they can make comments, they can nudge me on something if they need to without stepping on toes. And the 5th thing is budget tracking. So you can actually set up ways to track a client's budget in ClickUp, track what you're doing. And this is great for my project management clients and great for my PPC or pay-per-click advertising clients. So it really gives me a nice high-level view at how I'm tracking with budget versus actuals. And then the client can come in too and get a really quick hit of information on how we're doing tracking against the budget that they gave me. All right, so let's talk about why ClickUp is so much better than these other tools. So I'm comparing it to Asana, Trello, Notion, Monday, Rike, Basecamp. Essentially, the other ones, they don't allow everything that ClickUp does. So they don't have project management, time tracking, document storage, task tracking, and communication all in one spot. They'll often make you use a third-party app to connect those. ClickUp doesn't make you do that. You can use a third-party app, like if you want to pull in those Google Drive files, but if you don't want to do that, you can still do everything right in the app, which is so nice. The others don't have that flexibility to customize. They do offer customization options, but it's more of a lightweight view, where ClickUp definitely has more of a sophisticated approach to it. And then ClickUp's free trial is the most affordable and legitimate free trial I have ever come across. You really can do so much in the free version. Okay, so let's talk about how I set everything up. We're gonna jump over to a screen share, and I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I set up my ClickUp space for my clients, and it'll give you some context about all this terminology I'm using, like spaces and views and lists. So let's go do that. Okay, so let's walk through how I set up my spaces here in ClickUp. You're kind of seeing a weird screen right now, so these are my different spaces, and if I opened this up, you would see all of the existing lists that I have, but that's just some sensitive client information. And then I removed my intern's name here, but if I collapse this, you would see all of my interns' folders and spaces as well. So in this space, this is where I store all of my different clients. So here, by clicking this plus button, you can create a folder, a sprint folder, you can come from a template, the forms, I believe I already talked about. I'm filming this before I film the actual video. You can create a blank doc, which is like a Word doc here inside of ClickUp. You can import from any of these. So you see that it does connect with some of your pre-existing software. Like if you're using some of those other tools such as Asana, Monday, Notion. So what we're gonna do is, well, first let's look at templates. I wanted to show everyone templates here. They create so many freaking templates. Ad schedule if you're managing PPC ads, agile marketing if you're doing like classic sprint planning with your marketing tasks. Let's see here, what else? Calendar to-do list. This is a calendar view rather than a list view, and I do a board view, which let's see if we can find. This is more of a board view. So there's so many different templates that you can look through. I like to keep things very simple as a freelancer, especially because it's only me. I just believe in simplicity overall. So what I do is I create a list. And what you would do is you would name this list whatever your client's name is. So let's just type in YouTube client sample. I can make it private, so only myself and anyone I invite has access. If I don't make it private, anyone who has access to my ClickUp space will be able to see this. We're gonna hit create. To send this in. There we go. Okay, so now you're looking at this very blank view here. This would navigate you back to your main spaces. This is the name of your list. You can add a color to your list here. You can add a list assignee. So like if somebody is going to completely own this client, you could add them here. That is not part of the free version. You can add a priority. And you can add dates here. So maybe this is just a project that you're running and it's going to run from January 1st to February 1st. Okay, so you can inherit the statuses, the views. If you want to set up your lists all the same way, you can inherit them. I also have, if you click on this the three dots here, and you go to edit statuses, I have a template made and I call it my client Kanban template. So it just has not started, in progress, in review, and complete, because this is the workflow that works for my clients. I prefer to use the board view because it then separates so you can see of the client work that you have, how much is still open, how much is being worked on, how much is in review, how much is complete. You can add tasks here, or you can add tasks here. From here, you can also add a document. This is a Word document. You can add a reminder. You can start a chat with the people in the list. This is a whiteboard function. I don't really like ClickUp whiteboards yet, and that's a dashboard. So let's just type sample task. You can adjust the status. So if I was just making a to-do, I would leave it as open. You can adjust the assignee. You can create a due date for it. You can assign it a priority. And you can also give it tags. I don't use tags right now because I like to keep things as simple as possible, like I said. It can also be There can also be dependencies. So there could be a task, that's already existing in here, or perhaps even in a different project that is blocking this, that this is waiting on, or that is related to this. So you can add those in. You can create subtasks. So sample task 1, sample task 2, sample task 3. So basically, let's say that this is like rewrite website copy. This could be rewrite homepage, rewrite about page, rewrite contact page. Or you can create a checklist. So this is something that I like to do with my intern, just like reminders, like reminder 1, step 2, step 3, and that just kind of helps them. And you can assign that, or you can just have that there. You can also use a template here if you want. Well, apparently there aren't any checklists. That's fine. Sorry, here we go. This is what I was looking for. You can create all of these. There's even more templates here. So if you see, these are like task templates. There's space templates, which we already looked at. There's folder templates, list templates, which we also looked at. You can also, like, beginner is what I would recommend for anybody watching this video. Some of the easier ones, it does get pretty advanced, but those do require workflows and automations that are definitely harder. So and then up here you can change your views, like I said. So you have list, board, and then you also have all of these views available to you. You have calendar, you have documents, you have Gantt charts. You can pull in different dashboards with metrics and insights here. So that's a little look at how I set up a project from a very high level view. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. A quick note is that my team is growing right now. So the way I use ClickUp is likely going to change over the next year, and I'll make an updated video once I can do one for like ClickUp for a small agency or for a scaling agency. But this is really tried and true. I've been using ClickUp for years now, and this has worked for me and driven so much success and helped me scale my business, so now I'm growing and adding employees. That, my favorite features, I'm gonna include a screenshot here because the first one is my work, my daily work. So every single day when I pull up my ClickUp dashboard, it shows me all the to-dos I have assigned for the day. I can look ahead at the next to-dos, like in the upcoming days. I can see anything that's overdue, and I can also see anything that's unscheduled and needs a due date. And that has saved me so many times, and it gives me so much peace of mind when I wake up and I get online and I just open, I'm like, hey, this is what I need to get through today, or the night before if I'm actually doing what I should be doing and planning ahead. I can get online, I can look through, and then I can kind of structure my day based on the to-dos that I know are coming for the next day. My second favorite feature is time tracking. This is in the upgraded version. So I ran the upgraded, you can get like a trial of the upgraded version for free for 30 days. So I did that, and I used the time tracking feature, which is just when you're working on a to-do, you press go, and when you're done, you press stop, and you can do that as many times as you need to on the same to-do. This helped me identify where I was just kind of like spinning my wheels and wasting time, and ultimately identifying those bottlenecks and those inefficiencies has saved me so much money, and it also informed the entire job description that I wrote up for the intern that I'm hiring. And third is another thing that I discovered when I had the upgraded trial, and I am upgrading at the end of this month to the next level of service, the first pay, which is $7 a month, but it's ClickUp Forms. So what I did here is I set up a project intake form or a request form. And so clients were able to enter like their request with a due date, and then it would take that and route it directly into their ClickUp list. It would assign the to-do date, put me there. I don't know if I'll give the clients the ability to do this, but I think I will use that intake form so I can start tracking how many requests are coming in per client per month. Because I'm having some scope creep problems with clients, and I think that will help keep that at bay. So that time tracking, that the ClickUp Forms is huge, and the automations are very easy to set up. I think I watched a 3-minute YouTube video and I was done in under 10 minutes. So the last part of today's video is a quick hit checklist on how to get started entering your work into ClickUp. The first thing, make a list of all the clients or all of the projects that you're working on, and try to get a sense of what you're working on for each. So does one client have multiple projects? Does one client have multiple accounts? For example, my pay-per-click clients, sometimes an agency contracts with me, and so I get like 7 of their accounts. So each of those accounts would get their own list for me. and maybe you would do it differently, but that's how it works for me. I like to separate it out by account. You're gonna open all of your lists by clients like I showed you in the screen share. You're gonna create the statuses that make sense for your workflow. You can import a ClickUp template if that feels better. You can copy what I did, which is the open, in progress, in review, complete. You could do to do, doing, done, even simpler. And then just be patient is my last thing. It's gonna take some time for you to get used to using ClickUp, to fully adopt the process of waking up every day, looking at your computer, looking at your to-dos, fully adopt the process of pulling to-dos into ClickUp, making sure that you capture everything. But I think it's gonna help you sleep better at night as a freelancer. It's gonna help you stay on top of things. One of the compliments I get over and over again from clients is that I just am so organized. And they're always like, how did you remember? So for example, one of my clients told me in like May, they were like, let's talk about this in October, or I want to talk about this in October. So I went into ClickUp, I made a to-do for the end of September as a reminder, sent that to that client at the end of September, and they were like, oh my gosh, like how did you, like, yes, I still want to do that. I totally forgot. I would have not remembered until it was too late. So those are the little things that set me apart from other freelancers in terms of the quality of work that I can deliver, and that really stands out to clients, and it has brought me so much repeat business, so many referral leads, which are the highest quality leads you can get as a freelancer. So I really don't underestimate the power of implementing a project management tool, whichever one you decide to go with, whatever one is best for you. Maybe one of those other platforms makes more sense for you. I 10 out of 10 recommend ClickUp. Do the free version. The free version has everything that you need as a freelancer that's just starting out. And then as you grow, and you inevitably will when you get this organized, because you'll have such a clear picture of where you're spending your time, where money is being spent, who's bringing in the most money, who's kind of going outside of the scope of work that you are being paid for. And that's going to help you draw really firm guardrails as a business owner and just bring in more profit for your business. And inevitably, you will scale and you will grow. So that is everything I have to say on the wonderful tool that is ClickUp. Again, if you're interested in using it, check out the link below for my affiliate link. I won't earn anything I'm assuming anyone who does that is going to start with the free version. I won't earn anything from that. If you do decide to go premium, I will get $24. That's it. Not going to spend it all in one place. But I do need to disclose that. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, let me know. Hit the subscribe button. I post day in my life videos so you can kind of see behind the scenes of me growing a business. And I'm very raw, very real. I do not do any smoke and mirrors with it whatsoever. And then I post one informational video a week as of right now, just kind of trying out some new content here. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. Bye.